Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Varga Dragress Rakshasa deck profile for post-Omniscient Awakening. We have the new form of Varga Dragress with its Malworm ability from the latest Cardfight Vanguard's Divine Booster Set. A very powerful deck that focused on being able to restand your Vanguard along with an additional restand ability for its Divine skill. Malworm Rakshasa variant of Varga Dragress also allows you to have retire power for the back row units that your opponent has, on top of the additional support that we also got to support the Malworm state, along with some of the additional cards from the previous booster set, Destined Showdown, to work in the deck all together. So big thanks to my buddy Nick for letting me borrow his deck for the video. And let's go ahead and get started. For the ride deck, we have the Energy Generator as usual. We also have the Heated Blade or Dart for our starter when rode upon. If you went second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Blazonbar Dragon. When rode upon by Boulder Axe Dragon, call this card to rearguard and Soul Charge 1, making up for your soul power while giving you a unit on the rearguard. The one copy of Boulder Axe Dragon in the ride deck. When it's rode upon by a grade 3 with Varga in its card name, call this card to rearguard. So just having an added rearguard call ability, with our grade 3 being the Fated one of Unparalleled Varga Dragress. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you can have this unit counterblast 1 and retire all of you and your opponent's front row rearguards. And this unit gets plus 10 until end of turn. And at the end of the battle, stand this unit, and it gets drive -2 till end of turn. So this is the restand power that Varga Dragress normally has, but also on its divine skill with the Vanguard. At the end of the battle, attacked a grade 3 grade Vanguard. If your opponent's damage zone has 4 or more cards, in this unit attack 2 or more times, counterblast 1, stand this unit, and gets drive +2, making up for the drive -2 that it would have gotten from its first ability. So the restand twice power that Varga Dragress can utilize. For the additional cards in the deck, we are running 4 copies of the new Unparalleled of the Dracasilif Varga Dragress Rakshasa, with the Malworm ability, auto, when this unit is placed by riding from a unit with Varga in its different card name from this unit or from a unit in the Malworm state. Until the end of this fight, this unit is in the Malworm state, and if Persona Ride was not activated by this ride, activate Persona Ride. So then having you that additional ability, on top of the fact that you can ride additional Rakshasa for the Persona Ride, putting you in the Malworm state for the rest of the fight. And on the Vanguard circle, when this unit in the Malworm state attacks a Vanguard, retire all front row rearguards, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. And at the end of the battle, counterblast 1, retire all back row rearguards and stand this unit. So this unit actually gives you the additional power for retiring all the front row, giving it plus 10, and then retiring all the back row to restand it with the drive -2 on top of its other ability as well. And on the divine skill, at the end of the battle, this unit attack, if this unit stood by this unit's original auto ability, counterblast 1, stand this unit, and gets drive +2 until end of turn. So this is just more or less the ability of the original Varga Dragress for the added restand power that it provides in the deck on top of the other abilities. We're running one additional copy of the original Varga Dragress as more or less just a way to get into the Persona Ride setup or additional Persona Ride power until we hit the Varga Dragress state as well, with the last of the grade 3s being also additionally 4 copies of Twin Pulsive Dragon when placed on rearguard. If you have a grade 3 or grade Vanguard with Varga in its card name, Energy Blast 3, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose one grade 2 or less card from among them, call it to rear, and shuffle your deck. So rearguard setup to make up for the retired rearguards that you may potentially use with Varga. And when this unit is retired from the rearguard by the ability of your grade 3 or grade Vanguard with Varga in its card name, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 5, adding additional power so you can have a better chance for the Varga restands to be able to hit your opponent as well. And then also the one copy of Obduracy Glyve Dragon. If you wanted to, you can take out the additional Varga in the main deck for a second copy of this card from front row rearguard during your turn. If your front row does not have any other rearguards with the same name as this one, it cannot be retired by card effects, and it gets plus 10,000 power. And also the potential, if you have a grade 3 or grade Vanguard with Varga in its card name, the boost ability. For the grade 2s, running 3 copies of Boulder Axe Dragon, having the additional rearguard ability when this unit attacks a Vanguard. If you have a grade 3 or grade Vanguard with Varga in its card name, it gets plus 5 and until the end of that battle. And at the end of the battle, retire this unit and draw a card. So you can avoid retiring your front row by clearing out this rearguard and then an additional draw to make up for the rearguard retire. We're also running 4 copies of Dragritter Shura. When this unit attacks, Energy Blast 2, it gets +5 till the end of battle. Choose up to one of your rear guards with a different card name from this, and it gets, when this unit's retired from rear, put this unit into the hand. So giving your other rear guards, including the Boulder Axe Dragons that we can call, the ability to just be added back to hand, and then also making it so when it's retired by the ability of your grade 3 on rear guard with Varga, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, counter +1, call this card to rear, and it gets +10, making up for that retire with an additional way to call out a unit to attack again also. With the last of our grade 2s being 2 copies of Dragritter Fallheart for the Energy Blast or Counter Blast option to draw when it's discarded from hand while riding from the ride deck or placed on the guard circle, and additional add back power for being able to choose a grade 1 without Sentinel from your drop and call it to back row rear guard. For the grade 1s, we are running 4 copies, or potentially we do want to run 4 copies of the new Storm Slasher Dragon. When it's retired from rear by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Varga and its card name, you may call this card to the back row rear as rest. If your Vanguard's in Malware state, you can Soul Blast 1 and stand this unit, so you can give an additional boost to anything on the rear guard, since your back row rear guards will also be retired by your Vanguard's ability. And if your Vanguard's in the Malware state, it gets +5, making it a 13k booster on its own as well, being able to call this card for that additional boosted setup. We're also running the 4 copies of Battle Monk of Raging Flames, Rokasai. It has the option to take away the intercept ability if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard when it's placed on rear, and when any player's unit is retired from the front row rear guard, in the same column as this one, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Varga, retire this unit and draw a card. So you can retire this unit as well before eliminating your back row rear guards as well with your own abilities. And lastly, the 1 Impale Horn Dragon for just the added boost power to Varga, and then the additional draw power by retiring this unit as well. With our other grade 1s just being the Sentinel lineup if you want to replace the Twin Buckler Dragon with Elementary Sanctitude, that can always be a final slot to replace also. And then we're also running the 1 copy of Bonds Between Human and Dragons for additional guard power with Energy Blast, and the Defensive Roar for the +10k shield and add back power as well from a unit on the guard circle. With our trigger lineup being the 7 critical, just for the added restand pressure of Varga. 7 crits definitely needed for sure, with the draws being the added slot. Also, if you want to run the 5k draws, they can be placed in this spot here, with Parasalis being our heal trigger, and then our over trigger being our Drag Veda for the added restand power to be able to give to our Vanguard also. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Once again, big thanks to my buddy Nick for letting me borrow his Varga deck for the video. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Qualia out.